Welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn.
Welcome back to campus, Auburn family. I hope everyone had a good fall break, aside from the heartbreaker on Saturday. However, once this show wraps up, I think you'll find that we have a lot to look forward to. We had some endings this week, but there's also some fresh starts. It's another week of Sports Night in Auburn. I'm Barrett Brown.
And I'm John Prowell. And don't worry, I'm here to give you some hope. We finally have some Auburn men basketball this week in the Magic City. Our women are also making their presence known in the SEC. All that and more coming up.
Time out, John. Let's start when Kirby Smart came to the Plains and Auburn looked like they just might win it, until they didn't.
This past weekend, Tiger fans are hurting again as Auburn dropped another SEC matchup. The Tigers fell to the Georgia Bulldogs 2010.
Auburn took a 10-3 lead into half, but the second half, scratch that. The last 2 minutes told a different story.
Barrett, those last 2 minutes totaled 37 minutes on the clock. It doesn't tell you where the controversial calls. I don't know what will.
The replay monitor was used more than I thought it would be. The offense struggled to find its rhythm, and after looking unstoppable, being ruled just shy of the goal line, Jackson Arnold's touchdown would switch the momentum.
One bright spot from that game, fans got to witness a legendary moment as Cam Newton officially retired his iconic number 2 jersey. During this time at Auburn, Cam led the Tigers to a 14-0 season and an SEC championship, as well as a BCS national championship. It's incredible to see him back at Jordan-Hare, and the crowd erupted in celebration for one of the greatest Tigers of all time. Graham was also on the sideline and has more information for you.
This evening at Jordan-Hare Stadium, the number 10 ranked Georgia Bulldogs are going head-to-head against the Auburn Tigers in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. This anticipated matchup should lead to a great competition between two strong teams. Let's see the highlights.
The Tigers started off very strong this evening, matching up against a tough Georgia defense and scoring first. After about a 7-minute drive of inching the ball down the field, completing a few passes, and rushing the ball successfully, Tigers quarterback Jackson Arnold held the ball for a QB keep, taking it in 2 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was good, their defense was very strong, and the Tigers led 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter was strictly defense. After Auburn's first drive ended with a successful 25-yard field goal from Alex McPherson, both teams struggled to gain yardage and were punting back and forth to one another. Then, with about a minute and 40 seconds left on the clock, Jackson had another opportunity to score, but was just short of crossing the plane of the end zone before Bulldogs' C.J. Allen punched the ball loose and it was recovered at the 1-yard line to secure the turnover. The Bulldogs then drove the ball down the field, and Peyton Woodring successfully kicked a 29-yard field goal to go into half only being down 10-3. The second half is where the Bulldogs thrived, holding the Auburn Tigers to 0 points and only 40 total yards of offense. Bulldogs quarterback Gunnar Stockton sealed the victory with a QB keeper that brought the score to 20-10 and left very minimal time on the clock for the Tigers to do anything.
The Georgia Bulldogs defeat the Auburn Tigers by a score of 20-10 after a very competitive matchup. I'm Graham Bauer, Eagle Eye TV.
The heartbreak kept coming for the Auburn fans as it was announced yesterday that one of our own captains, Damari Alston, would be dismissed from the team.
The running back has been battling a shoulder injury this season and has given way for his teammate, Jeremiah Cobb, to get more snaps. In light of this, Alston has been having limited action once he was healthy.
In their last matchup against Georgia, he only rushed for 9 yards. Hugh Freeze shared why the running back will no longer be with the team.
Damari failed to meet the expectations and standards of our program, and we love him, wish him the best, but that's where it's at.
This story is still fresh from Auburn Athletics Department and will continue to develop. When Hugh Freeze was asked if Damari was going to be, if his absence is going to hurt the team, he responded saying, quote, "We won't be playing him anymore, and it's the next man up."
While we learn more information on this in the coming days, Auburn does have a new recruit coming to the Plains. The 4-star linebacker Shadarius Tootle was committed to Georgia before he announced he would be flipping his commitment back to Auburn.
You might be surprised as that it came after the Georgia game, but as a native Alabama, the 2026 recruit moved Auburn up to number 36 in the recruiting class in the country.
That's not all for the Toodles, too. Shadarius' older brother, Chadwick, also received an offer from the Tigers today, and it is expected to transfer to Auburn in the offseason.
Chadwick has been playing defensive back at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College for the past 2 years. He'll get his chance to don the orange and blue alongside his little brother next year.
Hopefully the Tigers can turn things around this weekend as they face another tough SEC matchup. Auburn will take on Missouri, a team that's off to a strong 5-1 start and has been playing some of their best football of the season. It's going to be a challenging game, but fingers crossed for the Tigers to bounce back.
The game environment will be in the favor of the Auburn Tigers as they will host another night game in Jordan-Hare. The kickoff is set for 6:45, and Auburn will have a dark, proves to be scary place for any opponent.
When we come back, Lydia will join us to begin the Men's Minute, where 3 of the 4 teams that we will discuss are ranked nationally. Dare I say that Auburn is an everything school? Well, we'll hear more about the men's sports right after the break. Don't go anywhere. We promised some updates on the men's basketball team, and we have that now. Men's basketball is about to tip off with their expedition game in Birmingham this Wednesday, October 15th. The Tigers will face Oklahoma State in what should give fans a first look of how the team is shaping up this season under Stephen Prowell's leadership.
Auburn enters the season ranked 20 in the preseason poll, and expectations are high as the team praises and prepares to make a strong run. This is the 10th time the Tigers are ranked in the preseason top 25, and the 6th time within the last 8 years. Now, Lydia, what information do you have about the golf team today?
National champs are still on top. Auburn holds strong as the #1 team in the nation, and with Jackson Coyban still on the roster, there's plenty of buzz around this season. A few of the young stars on the men's golf competed at the Turtle Point Yacht and Country Club. Logan Riley had a second-place finish, shooting an impressive 15 under. His best round was his second one, where he shot a 66 on the course. Not too far behind him was Jack Roberts, who placed 7th, shooting 8 under. The Tigers are heading to Wilmington, North Carolina for the Williams Cup, teeing off this Sunday through Tuesday. Can they keep that championship swagger rolling? We'll find out. Now, switching gears to the courts, the Auburn men's tennis team had themselves a weekend. The boys traveled up to that crimson-colored school for the ITA Southern Regional Championships and made some noise. The duo of Joey Phillips and Nicholas Hang battled their way to the doubles semifinals, while 2 other Tigers clawed their way into the singles quarterfinals. Up next, the Tigers take the court at the Country Club of Birmingham for the CCB Collegiate Invitational, October 24th through the 26th. Now, our men's swim and dive team made waves in Dallas at the SMU Invitational. With 304 points, the Tigers splashed their way into second-place finish, a strong start to the season. Next stop, Atlanta. They'll compete in the dual meet tournament this weekend, hoping to keep that momentum flowing. And hey, I heard they've got some trivia for you guys back at the desk.
Thanks, Lydia. Now it's time for some trivia. Across the summer, how many international medals did the Auburn divers secure? Is it A, 5, B, 12, C, 10, or D, 7? We'll have the answer in Eagle Eye's Women's Watch, where Lydia will dive into some Auburn women's sports when we come back.
Before the break, Barrett asked us a trivia question. She asked, across the summer, how many international medals did the Auburn's divers secure? Was it A, 5, B, 12, C, 10, or D, 7? If you guessed 10, you would be correct. We love to see our Tigers compete internationally, proving the Auburn spirit is truly everywhere. Now, Barrett, what's next for the swim and dive team?
Well, John, I'm glad you asked. On October 10th, the Lady Tigers will make a splash, taking home the win against West Florida with a total of 145.5 points. Then October 10th and 11th in Dallas at SMU Invite, the team finished strong, placing 3rd overall with 248 points. Looking ahead, both the men's and women's team will compete on October 17th and 18th in the Atlanta at the Dual Tournament. They'll hit the water early, competing at 7:30 a.m. against Minnesota. Then at 1 p.m., but their opponent is still to be determined. Now, Lydia, the volleyball team is right in the middle of the SEC play. How are they doing?
Well, Barrett, they are again fighting for votes, but this week showed some highs and lows. What a night it was inside Neville Arena. Auburn volleyball took down SEC foe Vanderbilt in 4 sets. After a slow start, the defense locked in and the offense caught fire. A trifecta reached double digits in kills. Lauren Dreves had 10, Belle Zimmerman had 11, and leading the pack, Liz Markovska had 14. The Tigers have been looking to improve on the serving line, and in this match, they did just that. Their 5 aces were the most since recording 10 against Samford on September 19th. The girls turned right around to face Missouri on Sunday. The Tigers were not able to hold on, losing 3-1. Liz Markovska for Auburn ended the match with 10 kills and 10 digs for her second double-double of the season. However, Auburn was not able to hold on to momentum and fell to the other Tigers in SEC play. But don't count them out. They're back at it tomorrow in Lexington, Kentucky, taking on the Wildcats. We'll send them luck as they take on the third-ranked team in the country. This is the second time this season that the Tigers have taken on an opponent ranked in the top 5. Now, from one arena to the next, our number 3 ranked Auburn equestrian team. Yep, you heard that right. The girls moved up in the rankings. They're back home this Friday, October 17th, hosting Barrett College for their breast cancer awareness meet. It's going to be a special one, so show some love and wear your pink. Back to the courts, Auburn women's tennis is hosting the ITA Southern Regional Championships right here on the Plains. Play started yesterday and runs through Friday, and so far, Alice Patesti and Ashton Bowers have advanced through the first round of the main draw. Stay tuned to next week's show for the results. At the desk, they're going to give you the rundown on the cross-country team. It's been a minute since we've talked about them, but they are back in stride.
Looking to the future, the women's cross country will travel to Tuscaloosa for the Crimson Classic, coming off a decent finish from the Southern Showcase. The Tigers will hope to place higher with their in-state rivals. Now to soccer with Barrett.
Thanks, John. The Auburn Tigers had a season-high 3 goals in SEC play. However, they were not able to hold off the Crimson Tide in the Soccer Iron Bowl. The Tigers put up 2 goals early, but Bama was able to do the same. Auburn was able to score late, and it looked like they had some hope. But Alabama instead tied the game at 3 goals in the 82nd minute, then was able to score again with Gianna Paul's game winner in the 86th. What a heartbreaking loss for the Tigers.
Yeah, Barrett, that was devastating, but at least Auburn will head back to the Plains to host Oklahoma. Kickoff is set for 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 16th. There'll be a breast cancer awareness night at Auburn Soccer Complex. We'll go back to Lydia for the rest of the Women's Watch update.
John, the women's golf team is the best way to start it. After a runner-up finish at Medina, Auburn's own Balma Dabovos has been named SEC Player of the Week, a huge honor and well-deserved. Her lowest score in a round was the first round, where she shot a 67. She would end that tournament by shooting 9 under. The ladies now head to Chapel Hill for the Ruth's Chris Tar Heel Invitational, October 17th through the 19th. Their season has started off strong so far, and they will look to capitalize on that. Finally, let's hit the diamond. Auburn softball kicked off fall exhibition game last Friday against Gulf Coast State, and they're back in action this Friday hosting Chipola College. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fired up for this season to get rolling. And hey, if you're an Auburn student looking to get involved, this team is looking for bullpen catchers. You have to be an Auburn student, and if you're looking for more details, contact Riker Chasen. That's all from me for now, but Barrett tells me she's got even more trivia for you guys back at the desk.
Before we go back to break, we have one more trivia question for you. Going back to football, Eric Winters is the highest graded true freshman safety this season. With what score? Is it A, 80.1, B, 74.9, C, 67.5, or D, 59.9? When we come back, John will have the answer for you, and we will close out the show with some NFL highlights and the crew's top 3 moments from last week at Auburn Sports. Stay tuned.
Before the break, Barrett asked about Eric Winters, who's the highest graded true freshman safety this season with a rating of, is it A, 80.1, B, 79.9, C, 67.5, or D, 59.9? The answer is 74.9. His impact as a freshman has been gone unnoticed, and the numbers prove that.
Right there alongside him is his teammate Elijah Melendez, has been named a midseason true freshman All-American. The honor comes from all 3. Keep your eyes on the number line this Saturday night.
While current Tigers are having success, we have some former Tigers who are having some success in the pros as well. The Auburn Tigers have a lot of talent in the NFL right now, so we have to give them some praise. First, we have to mention KJ Britt, who had 13 tackles for the Dolphins and even lost to the Chargers. And when they lost to the Chargers by a score of 27-19.
Moving on, let's speak on another Auburn great. Kicker Daniel Carlson was 2-2 on field goals, 50 yards at the longest, and scored 8 points in the Raiders' 20-point win against the Titans.
Back to defense, we have Jamal Dean, had 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 pass defended in the Buccaneers' 30-19 win over the 49ers.
You mean Sherwood had 13 tackles and 1 pass defended and 2 stuffs, and the Jets lost 11-13 to the Broncos. Bo Nix also scored a touchdown, so that's a win for Auburn alumni either way.
Lastly, let's talk about an explosive player, Darius Slayton, who ran for 3.8 yards per reception with 166 yards in the New York Giants win against the Philadelphia Eagles with a score of 34-17.
This week, we're switching things up. It's not your typical trending Tigers, but our 3 best moments from the previous week in Auburn sports. Up first, my take, is the Auburn Marching Band. They performed a Game On, a video game-inspired halftime show that electrified the crowd. The performance featured music from the classic video games and was powered by synchronized LED lights designed by the Auburn engineering students and the alumni. A perfect blend of school spirit and technological innovation.
Now on to Auburn cross country. They got recognized at the football luncheon, first team All-Americans, and the coaches also received their rings, celebrating their outstanding success over the season and national success.
Lastly, the GOAT, Cam Newton, wore a custom Auburn hat, which he flaunted at the Auburn vs. Georgia game. The one-of-a-kind design quickly made waves on social media, showing that Cam still knows how to turn heads on the plains.
On that note, that's all we have time for today. For more Sports Night in Auburn and Eagle Eye Sports, follow our Instagram and Twitter pages. Make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube and tune in every single week. My name's Barrett Brown.
For all of us here in the Eagle Eye studio, Lydia, and everyone behind the camera, our producers are Sophia, Welborn, and Madison, Seidel. I'm Prowell, and this has been Sports Night in Auburn. Good night and
War Eagle!